Hey everybody, what's going on? It is OCD Mikey Hi-Fi Guy here again. Good to see you. What I am going to go over tonight, I want to just sort of do a little, the key to understanding who Mikey is, why I'm here, and what I'm doing, because it seems that a lot of people don't get it. And so let me just kind of clear things up for you so there's no ambiguity about what's going on. First of all, let's start with my background. 20 years ago, I've been in this. I'm an industry veteran of 20 years. If that makes me a veteran, I'm not sure, but I've been around for 20 years in this industry. 20 years ago, I started a company called Verastar, Verastarr, which is a cable company named after my grandmother, Vera. And Star, now she's a star in the sky, and she was the sweetest thing that I ever knew. To be any person I've ever known. She's just the sweetest thing alive. So I named the company after her. That was 20 years ago, and I started, and the whole aim of my company was to make cables. I saw how expensive the hi-fi cables were, and I decided to make cables that were as good as the big names, the top names, which back then, Audio Quest and so forth. I remember Audio Quest was one that I looked at, and to make the cables just as good sounding and less money, because I saw how much they were, and I'm like, there's got to be exponential profit in that, so I can absolutely sell for less and still do well. And so that was the goal 20 years ago, and I went pretty solid. For the first, I'd say 10 years, it was just, I was pushing the cables, pushing. I had to do that. And I got them into many people's hands, and they were happy. I did have a good product. In 2008 was when I changed to the all foil designs, and all foil was now what we have, all metal foil. It's all solid foil, not like ribbon where it's a bunch of round wire lined up, like sort of like Nordost. It's not like that. It's actual like a tin foil or tin. It's a wide 2-inch wide solid foil. So that is, or the designs, they are celebrated globally, and people love them, and I sell them all over the world. I've got a patent on a connector design that I created, which is really badass. It combines the USB, or it combines the XLR and the RCA into one connector. And there are many industry firsts on that design that has never been done in this industry yet. So not only is it just a patented design, but I have industry firsts, like 3 different ones in that cable design. So I'm pretty proud of. I'll be more proud when I bring it out, but it'll be probably a year or so before I do something like that. I have to get all the logistics together, because that will be a storm, and I need to be able to handle it. So that's a quick background. During that time, I bought an amplifier company, maybe 8 years ago, in California. It was a long-standing AB Systems was the name of the company, and AB Amps, AB Systems, AB International. They had a couple different names, but the bottom line was Frank Zappa used our amps, and I've got a killer photo of him holding the tour jacket, and on the back it says AB Amps or AB Systems. And Nelson Pass even knew the guys that I bought the company from, George and Bob Bird and George Anderson. Bob Bird and George Anderson. So AB, Anderson and Bird. AB was where AB came from, and then it also, Class AB. But so that was a lesson. I owned that company for a couple of years in California. It was its own place with in an industrial park. It had a warehouse, a forklift, a whole bunch of parts, man, and all these shelves. And I went in there to run that joint, and I got my ass whooped. But I learned a lot, and it was a great way. School could not have taught me what I learned there. I was just head and feet in. What do you say? Like where you're just all in. You know what I mean? So did that and learned a lot. And that's how I know about a lot of the manufacturing practices. That's how I understand. You have Gerbers made, and then you send out for your PCBs and all that kind of stuff. I learned a lot of the inside. So when I have things manufactured now, or when I go and talk to manufacturers, I can talk their lingo because I understand it, because I owned a manufacturing company company that had to purchase those kind of things. And I sat with the engineers, and I would peer over their shoulder while they did testing and while different things like that, just to learn a little bit about the circuit design and so forth. So that was pretty cool. In the end, I ended up selling it to somebody, that one of my vendors, and said, hey, thank you, good luck, and we'll see you later. I realized real quick, I'm not the kind of guy that really wants to go through day-to-day minutiae of running a business like that, where you've got employees that you have to babysit and stuff. I don't like managing. So anyways, I sold it, and that's it. I came. Well, yeah, I was already here, but I was flying back and forth. So let's see. Oh yeah, 2008. 2008 was when. Yeah, well, I already said that. Went into foils, so changed that. That was a good choice. I got the better. Yeah, I'm not an engineer. I don't claim to be an engineer. I don't claim to know shit, really. I just, I don't know anything. Okay. I'm self-taught. Okay, what I know, I taught myself, and I learned from trial and error. I have a mechanical mind, and like just design mind. I can think in 3 dimensions. I can in my brain, I can pull something apart out and rotate it in front of me in my mind's eye, and look at it and create a part. And I can fit things together in my brain and know how they fit together, and then draw them up in a rude way, and then give them to a mechanical engineer or somebody to put them into machine language so they can, CNC that machine or whatever. So I've always sort of liked design. I love design, and I think there's a lot of little details that because I'm OCD picky guy, I can also, little details in manufacturing make a big difference to me. So I like to think that I'm pretty good at it. Surprise, surprise, right? But anyways, I also, one thing that I've always had since I've been little, we had music in our family. My mother was Cuban, and she used to play castanets. And when we'd have company over, they would always do that. We'd put on this record, and she would do the castanets, and everybody absolutely loved it, And so it got music in our blood when we were little. And then my parents were playing disco, and they'd have the little feet steps on the ground, and they learned all the disco moves. So I got into Bee Gees at an early age, and dug that. Still to this day, I love disco. It's cool stuff. So there was music. My brother is a guitarist, PJ, and I'll introduce him to you guys someday. I was going to do it this weekend. He had to drop off his guitars to get he's getting something done, get them tuned or whatever you do to get the action made better at this cool guitar store that's local here that does handmade guitars. And I was going to record him. I'll have him come by sometime, and we'll record him on tape. And then I'm going to do a test where we will compare the live him playing to what I just taped him, and see how different it is. Because I'm going to show you how good DSD times 4 is when I record using the Playback Designs A to D. And we'll check that out. That'll be pretty fun. So my brother also does sound design, original music scoring. So he's had a recording studio in the later years. So at one point I went to work for him. This was before the 20 years that I did all this. So I learned stuff from being around in the recording studio and how that works. So I have a little knowledge of the background of that. And I worked up in LA. I was I worked with some bands it was just roadie shit, but that was up on the Sunset Strip. So that was pretty fun, So I've had my sort of dipped my toe into pro audio a little bit, but mainly hi-fi is my gig. Hi-fi is my passion. I'm not here to try and scientifically prove anything, okay? So all you guys that come on, anybody that comes on and tries to say, oh, that's not the way you do it, you must have this, and this control group, and blah, 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 blah. Forget about it, dude. That's not what I'm here for, okay? It's boring as hell, and it's not what I want to do. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to have fun and to make people laugh and do fun stuff as well, okay? That's my sole purpose here, is for fun, okay? At the same time, I'd like to earn people's business because I sell hi-fi. So I do not monetize YouTube at all, okay? I don't make a penny here. because I use music that is licensed. Second, you use licensed music, you cannot monetize your videos. So I chose that. Another thing too is that I'd rather use the music I love. In other words, than just some boring stuff. And also, it shows you that I'm not here because I'm getting paid to be here, right? If I was making a whole bunch of dough from being here making videos and that was my thing, then of course I'm here doing this crap. I'm not doing it for because I'm getting paid by YouTube. I'm doing it because I want to teach you guys, and I'm hoping that I'll earn clients out of this. Now, so far, it's been real good. I've got some great people, and what's really cool is that because they get to see me first, I don't vibe for everybody. Of course, it's just the way sales work. You're going to buy from, it would be me and somebody else that's different than me, and we could go through a territory for selling, and I would sell to a certain group of people, and he would sell to a certain group of people, and we would both have great days in that same territory because there's certain people that won't buy from me because of my vibration, whatever. I got long hair, I'm, a douchebag, whatever. Look, I'm not past making fun of myself, but I'm having fun here, and I'm straight and I'm honest, okay? That's one thing you've probably understood or you've gotten from me, is that I'm not here to bullshit you and tell you some grand story so I can sell you whatever it is you're asking me a question about. I won't sell you. In fact, it works in reverse for some people. Some people need to be sold, okay? They want somebody to do the song and dance pony and push and push and push to make them buy. I don't do that at all. You're going to ask me some questions. I'm going to answer it. I might not even pick up on that you're a buyer and you're trying to get something. So if you want to buy something, you need to make it clear to me. I'm looking to buy this or that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm wondering how it is or how it would sound and yada, yada. And then I can take care of you. But I'm not going to push sales. I'm not going to go back and call you again and again and again trying to get your sales because I don't need to and I don't want to. I don't like doing that. It doesn't make me feel good. So from a dealer standpoint, I'm pretty chill. I don't push, okay? But the reason for that is because when I do say to somebody, this thing is the real deal, I shouldn't have to say any more. I shouldn't have to embellish any more on my voice or anything than that for you to get. He doesn't use that term. Like if he says it's the real deal, it's the freaking real deal. And that's another reason for this channel is to show you I don't just walk the walk. I don't just talk the talk, okay? I walk the walk. I have a $100,000 audio rig. How many stereo sellers that you know have an audio rig that is a true audiophile rig, okay? There isn't many, okay, if that. And how many reviewers have a $100,000 audio rig or better? Very few, okay, because they're journalists doing their own thing. They're not fully tilt into this, the way that I am, but they've also been around a long time. Some of them, a lot of them, longer than I have. But I can tell you one thing, okay? If there's a magazine that's writing about a review, let's say, about a manufacturer, that manufacturer buys advertising from that magazine, are they going to write a bad review? Are they going to even write an ambiguous, sort of indifferent review? No, they're not. They're going to be totally pro whatever product that company is making because it's money for them, okay? They scratch their back, the other guy scratch their back. That's how it works in a lot of times in business. Is they are in cahoots to take your money. That's all there is to it. And in this industry, it's so obscure. You don't know, it's hard to find out a lot about it. Like cars are probably even easier because to figure out what's in them and what to value, what not to. Hifi is out there and some of the prices make no sense and some of them have no relation to the cost of what the piece is. So it's very confusing and people are kind of in the dark, but they buy anyways and people know this. So you'll ask a question and you'll get just a ridiculous answer that'll be like, it won't say anything, but it'll be just a mumbo jumbo word speak answer and people accept it. They just, oh, okay. They didn't understand anything the person just said, but they say, okay, and then that's it. So I'm here to be, the one that is a little uncomfortable for people. Not really you guys, because I'm on your side. I'm not an establishment guy, as I'm sure you can tell. And I'm more about the people, and that we get what's fair for us. And so with the knowledge that I have, the background I have in manufacturing, I have a keen eye for product. I have good ears. I can tell what is good hi-fi for sure. I've learned over the years how to listen well, and so the rigs that I put together, and I've put so many rigs together. I've gone to so many shows to exhibit, and every time I have to put a rig together and set it up and make it sound good, set the speakers, do all that kind of stuff. I've done it so many times, so many different hotel rooms, that I can do it in your room. I can do it through the phone. If you just take and show me the room, I know how to set up for it. Okay, I'm that familiar with the stuff that I sell and how it works in a room. And quite frankly, people have been taking me up on that, and I've got some places to go. We'll see how everything pans out. But hey, it's hard to find somebody like myself that is willing to go bolt to different places and set up a rig and set up a room. Here's a couple things too that you should know. I don't have kids and I don't have a wife, okay? That is by choice, okay? I'm selfish with my time, I guess. I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. I don't want anybody telling me otherwise. You can probably get that from some of my videos. So no wife, no kids. I can bolt when I want. I've got an amount of freedom that is not available to people that have wife and kids. Now, I don't get the joy of reaching down when daddy, a little kid runs up and hugs you around the neck, and you realize that that's your little child. I don't get the joy of that. So yeah, so I do have time to get to for people. I work longer hours than most. I'm available to my client base from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week. Okay. Someday I'll change that. Okay. Right now, you guys can call up and just talk to me. At some point, I won't be able to do that, and you won't be able to get to me that way. You're going to call, and then you'll get a receptionist or somebody, and or whatever, an operator, and then they will schedule you, or I'll have a schedule on the website where if you want to consult or you want advice or whatever, you'll just go and you'll be scheduled in, and then at that point that you agree to, then I'll call you at that point or whatever. It's just otherwise it's just too crazy, because I stop whatever I'm doing to talk to people, and that's a problem. I can't help it. That's the way I work. I'm just like whatever I'm doing, it can wait. This is a brand new person. Let me give them my time and my undivided attention. So that'll stop eventually, but there will still always be somebody available from 10 to 10 every single day, because let's say something goes out on the weekend. So you're going to wait for your dealer until Monday, and this just happened Friday night, and you're not going to have music the whole weekend when you invited a bunch of people over and you're going to have a great time. No, I won't do that. I don't leave you high and dry. I will do whatever I can, even if it means it's the weekday or the weekend in the evening. So, and I do offer some other features that make buying from me a little bit better, in my opinion, than buying from the next Just Joe Blow or whatever. And that is that I take everything, and anything that I sell is guaranteed by a 30-day guarantee, a money back guarantee, where there's no, and I don't take out any of what do they call them, restock fees. Okay, that's BS. That's just, you tag somebody for the restock fee. Look, if I'm going to put my mouth and my money where my mouth is, that means if it doesn't do what I tell you, then I should get dinged a little bit, and but the bottom, and that's another reason. That's why this is called 11, by the way. So that's some of the policies that I have are that that you have there's a ironclad return policy. If you're not satisfied, you can send it back. You will get either all your money back minus the shipping, and if you pay via PayPal, that PayPal fee is no longer recoverable. So so that would be gone, 3%. And then but I don't charge anything, And then furthermore, anytime you buy something from me, if you want to get something else, I guarantee whatever you buy from me, I will buy back if you want to come and get something else. So you never have to worry. This is for a couple reasons. One, you never have to worry about selling on Lame, Audiogon, or wherever, where you're just going to get lowballed and messed with, and then picky ass customers that are going to run you over the grates, about stupid stuff. You have to kind of know who you're doing business with a lot of times, and if you don't, you can really have Trust me, I know a lot of you have gone out there and tried selling on audio gun, had some nightmares of stories. Well, I take that all off the plate for you if you buy from me. You no longer have to sell on your own in order to buy the new thing. You sell it back to me. Of course, there's a little depreciation. It's not that much, but I've got to make a living, and I'm not going to kill you on that. And I'm going to do it every single time, no matter what. I'll take it back. Okay, it's called the Hi-Fi Tribe. When you sign up on 11stereo.com, you become part of the Hi-Fi Tribe. That means that we are a group of people that understand that we are here for enjoyment purposes. We're not here to bitch each other out and be a stickler and be a dickweed about, specs and all that kind of stuff. We're just not like that, okay? We're going to be totally cool and chill and relaxed. Nobody's uptight. It's not anybody's having, a meltdown over anything, because that's the way we are in the Hi-Fi Tribe. We sell to one another at good prices. We don't try and get the last dollar out of things. Instead, we favor our tribe members, and we're honest with everything we do. We do not lie and BS about how a product is and sell it when we know there's some little glitches in there that we don't know what they are, but we're just not going to say anything. We don't do that, okay? We don't do that at all. So this is like an environment, okay, that has been created for the safety of which is just one angle, the safety of the people that are part of the tribe, because I'm not letting in hustlers. I'm not a hustler myself. I don't subscribe to that mentality, which is like the old school way of selling, or whatever. Back in the 80s, it was the era of consumption and overage of everything. And that's how they sold, man. They sold about from being an arrogant prick, making you feel like you know nothing, I know everything. And somehow that worked for people. I don't know why they put up with it, but they did. And so some people still think you can sell hi-fi that way. The way I look at it is, look, there's enough profit in it for me to be happy. So I can take some out of there and just give in fact, why don't we reduce the, retail price is what I bring to each manufacturer. If they want to raise the price, I say, look, how about I pay you more for the piece, but we keep the price the same and we don't raise the retail price. And then it just means I get less of a margin, but it keeps the retail down. And look, I'm here to build this hobby across the globe. Like, I want it to proliferate. So the more product I get in the field, the better. And so if I have to take less for myself in order to get more product in the field, I'm gladly going to do it, because my goal will be achieved the more gear that I get in the field. Because I think that the more hi-fi gear that's in the world, these things make the world a better place. There's no question that you come sit in front of my rig here. The lifestyle around here with this music, it's pretty good to have this in your life. It is healing. It is absolutely healing, this whole rig. So it makes the world a better place to have more rooms like this. And so that's what I support, is making more rooms like this so people can enjoy it all over, and then creating groups where we can talk about it and have fun together, share music and all that kind of stuff, which will kind of be where things head. The other thing too is I am on a mission to show you guys that the hi-fi chasing the tail, it ends. Okay, I'm done with the DACs. I'm done with the amps. I'm very, very close to being to what is an end game rig. Okay, nobody should say the words end game unless it is the last thing you would buy, and you could never have to worry about anything ever again. Now, at my level, here's another thing too that you need to know. Okay, because I get a lot of weirdness around the PS audio thing, okay? Because people think PS audio is the shit. I understand. For many people it is. For me, it's not. For me, it's mid-fi. I'm not saying that because I have something against them. I'm saying that because it's the truth. The stuff that I buy and where I swim is that's halfway to where I am, okay? And I'm not trying to gloat, but I'm telling you the fact. The fact is, your money does buy you more in certain instances, not in every instance, okay? And this is what people get wrong too. They think that I'm saying if you buy the really expensive stuff, you're going to have good sound. Nothing could be further than the truth. If you bought the most expensive rig at any audio show, you would be disappointed, because they never sound the best in show, ever. The most expensive, it's a spectacle rig, man. It's to make people lose their mind and like how big and expensive it is, but they don't sell it. Maybe they sell one or two. And it never sounds killer. It doesn't, they're not the best sound. They never are. They always are compromised. And so I would never say that. I never say the more you spend, it's always like an absolute, you always get better. No, you have to know exactly where to spend, and then you spend it right. It's like the Wave Dreams. The Wave Dream signature. Shit, that's the rock now. The MPD-8. Okay, the MPD-8 DAC. Okay, so I've got a the MPD-8 DAC is 22K. I've got another DAC that's 30K that does not sound as good. Okay, so that would mean that the MPD-8 is at a proper price point. It's a fair $22,000 DAC. It's not some ridiculous, oh my God, 22, it's overpriced, but people don't get that. They think that everything that is, over 20 is overpriced. It's not true. There are things that are 22 in this case that whoops the shit out of a $30,000 piece. So and I'll bet you I've never had some of these other $50,000 pieces in here or not, but I will bet you if I put some of those in here that this $22,000 DAC will kick their ass. In fact, I will make an open challenge for anybody at any level of your DAC. Please, let's bring it here or send it here. You have my complete honesty that I'm not going to rig it so that it's not, if it sounds better, it's going to sound better and I'm going to say it. But I will challenge anybody to bring me a DAC that is better than what I have at any price. I don't care if it's 150 grand. Bring me a DAC that sounds better than this and I will be schooled, okay? And I will admit schoolage and I will get down on my knees and do a I'm not worthy shit in front of you, okay? Then, whatever. But bring it, because I don't think one exists. I happen to know the guy who designed this DAC, and I think he's got, I think he understands better than anybody that designs DACs, the human physiology and how it connects with the electronics. I just have a hunch. And because that's what makes this thing so much different than every other one, is I can feel my human connection to it. And it's not really the DAC, it's the connection to the music. And it is different. It is a different whole schlemazel, this thing is different. And so I could not sing its praises high enough. It fixes like everything. When you put it in, it's like, oh God, it just fixed any little weird thing. It's completely fixed when you put in the MPD-8. So anyway, so in that case, there's no way anybody says 22K is a ripoff for that DAC. It's like, dude, you're going to get backhanded by me because you know nothing and you're talking out your ass and you don't even have the taste to understand a $22,000 DAC and critique it. You've never heard anything close. So you need to shut up and just stop talking, okay? Because that's another problem with this industry is too many jackasses spout off at the mouth because they think they think they know something because they've been on the damn forums for 5 years or some shit. It's like you couldn't know less than if you were on the forums for 5 years trying to study and learn stuff from all the people on the forum. Barely anybody talks about real experience there. They all talk about what they heard or what they read or whatever, and they're making speculation, and they're talking like it's actual bona fide truth, and it's just a mess. I started the forums when I first started. Didn't go back. I mean, it took me like a month, and I said, no friggin' way am I ever. It got me too pissed. I would start flamethrowing people and just blow up at people, and I was like, I can't do that, because I don't like to blow up. First of all, I don't like that feeling, and second of all, I don't want to, it's not really going to be good for biz when you're brand new, because I was brand new at the time. Now people get me. I've got enough behind me that I can say what I want and do what I want, pretty much. Short of pissing on inside my amp or something I suppose if I did that, I would lose credibility pretty fast. But I have not done that yet, so I'm proud of myself. Little pat on the back. I haven't done that yet. So, but for real, I know what I'm talking about. I don't talk about stuff that I read. I talk about pure things that I've done here in my rig only. That's the way I talk. So I back up my mouth with my walk. I prove and prove whatever it is that I say. I can prove it. And you can't hear it through YouTube. Here's something too that's very, very important. You cannot tell. I'm not putting things on YouTube so that you can tell how good it is. Okay, that's another thing that people get mistaken all the time. They think that I'm so retarded that, well, okay, not politically correct. I'm so not intelligent that I would that okay, oh, lost it. I was on a roll too. Mhm. That I would put things on YouTube expecting people to understand, like, this is how good it is. Like, oh, look how good this sounds. Let me put it on here and check out how great it is. There's no way in heck I could put something on there and you can get a correct representation of what I'm hearing here. What I'm hearing here is so far beyond what you guys are hearing there, it's not even funny. Okay? But what you can get in your little shitty YouTube sound playback thing is, how does this DAC compare to this DAC if we're all underneath those omnipresent shitty YouTube parameters? Okay, you can still hear the difference between two things, and then out in the real world, well, that one had more mid-range, it had less bass, and it had a more prominent high. So when you're out in the wild, you know these things because you've heard them here. So you can hear the differences, and maybe some of these things you had a Jeff Roland amp, but you've not had a Nat. So you can listen to the two next side by side, and well, damn, the Roland has this and the Nat has this. So you know that what you're going to get from each one, okay? And that is definitely valid, okay? You can hear the difference between a cable and no cable. You will hear the difference because you're just comparing the two things. You're not trying to hear how good that cable allows the rig to sound, because the cable doesn't sound like anything. What it does is it gets out of the way. The cable's job is to let the component shine through. That is what the cable's job is. The cable should not add or take away anything. So that's what the cable's there for. So it's never the cable sounding good. When you say those cables sound good, well, it's not the cable. The cable is just transparent. It's extra transparent, and it's really getting out of the way. So you're really going to hear what your preamp sounds like, and you're really going to sound what your amp sounds like. So hopefully your rig is straight, because when you put my silvers in, they will reveal to you the problem spots instantly. And for that exact reason, they're excellent to use to tune your rig, because they're non-forgiving. They do not cover anything. They reveal everything. And therefore, you can really get to the nitty-gritty on your rig by using cables like that, because it helps you to tune your rig, and it helps you to really hear your components and better match them, okay? So you can shut up about the damn cable thing. I'm just going to erase your damn bullshit when you start to, piss on cables, okay? We all know that the cable companies are prolific. Okay, there's a lot of them, and there would not be a lot of them if they were bullshit. They were selling snake oil, whatever you guys like to call it. If it were not true, there would not be so many damn cable companies in existence for so many years, okay? So it is true, and you're not hearing it. That's all there is to it. It's no big deal. You can't hear cables, okay? Consider yourself lucky, because if you did hear cables, you would spend a lot more money. So consider yourself blessed that you don't hear them. Honestly, if I didn't hear cables, it would be so much easier for me. But I hear every damn little thing, okay, because it's just the way I hear. So some of you can't hear cables, and that's the honest truth. You're tone deaf, or you have something with your ears. Some people can't hear certain things. It's just the way it goes. Some people can't hear low frequency. Some people can't hear high frequency. There's different things that you can and can't hear. And if you don't hear cables, well, then you just don't hear them. So accept it and stop pissing on people that are having fun using the damn cables, because that's bullshit. All you're doing is pissing on happy people's parade. Look, we're happy enjoying our damn cables, even if we're in a complete fantasy, okay? If we're completely making this shit up and we're completely believe in Santa Claus or something like that, right, with these cables, leave us the hell alone, man. We're enjoying our trip, okay? Even though we're all cuckoo, like you say, or whatever you think, we're enjoying our damn trip. So stay the hell away from us, because we want to be happy and enjoy our trip. And when you want to come in and just bum us out, I'm going to come on you like a freaking ton of bricks to waste your ass, because you're being a bully. And there's nothing I hate more than a bully. So you want to come into my house and talk smack about something that I create and build? I'm going to hammer you. I am going to hammer you, I'm going to call you every name in the book. All my decorum and any decorum that I may have is going to go out the window, and you're going to get pummeled, flamethrowed, hammered, bombed, shit on, okay? So stay the hell out. We don't want to hear it because we've heard it a million times, dude. You're not even saying anything new. You're saying the same shit these people have said for 20 damn years. It's nothing new. It's the same old thing. Okay, so we get that you don't like the cables. I get it. Fucking run along now. Okay, get lost. So, okay, enough of that. Check my blood pressure. Oh my God, we better lower it down. Okay, but seriously, I get hot under the collar for that kind of crap because it's just all too much, and people think they're smart. It's like you're not smart. You know, you didn't just come up with something. You're not clever. Okay, that statement that you just said, I've heard it a million times. So, anyways. Back. Come back. Okay. Reel it in. Okay, so that's me, man. I'm not here to prove anything to anybody. I'm not here to be a scientist. I'm not here to do some, blind, untest things, whatever. I'm here for fun, okay? I'm here for fun. I'm here to sell hi-fi and have a blast with the people that I sell to, okay? Because I meet some great people all over the world. I love you guys. It's like I'm meeting best friends. It's the weirdest thing in the world. Obviously, you see me here, and it's this phenomenon because I get it because it comes from you get to see me, and the people that are similar to me, are like me, are going to be attracted to oh wow, what's he talking about? This guy's down to earth and pretty cool, and then you're going to be like, shit, man. In a lot of ways, we're like the same. Like I totally get this guy. I got to call this dude and tell him something, and call me, man. Pick up the phone and call me because I get calls where people aren't even gonna buy anything. It doesn't matter. But they're just saying, hey dude, I just want to say I saw your thing and you're awesome, man. And I love what you do. And it's great to hear you say that. And you make me laugh. Dude, that keeps me in the game. That's like what keeps me motivated. I don't make money from this. Remember, I make money from support, of moral support, basically, of my tribe or of the people that are watching. So, that's what I thrive on. So I had a woman call me, shout out to Rita. Thank you, Rita. I had a woman call to say same thing, like, hey, that's really cool of you doing that stuff. And I was like, oh my God, like what a trip. And how cool is that? Like what out of the blue thing, I was like, you are so cool. I love you. Like, you're awesome. Like, let's be friends. I was like, because I never see women ever in this. If there are more women in this and you're watching this right now, drop a line, say hello. Let me know you're there. Shit, let me put a group together. Let me make something cool for just, I guess it doesn't matter because I guess is that separation in a weird way? I don't know. But I think women are special. I think they're more special than dudes are. Personally, I celebrate the feminine and I honor the feminine, the mothers of the planet. Our planet is a mother for sure. And so I honor that they're not like the men. We're pigs compared to women. And so I do set them aside they're not like men because we're pigs. And women are usually sweet and, all the other things that make a woman feminine and wonderful and a mommy, So I honor that. So anyways, please, if you're women, say hey, shoot a shout out, on here with comments, and or holler, give me a call because I'd like to know you. I want to know how you got into hi-fi. I want to know your story because I know it's going to be a great story. It always is. So anyways, a shout out to the women audiophiles for sure. Yeah, so that's it. Look, I'm here to have fun. I'm here to sell hi-fi. I'm going to make everybody a killer deal. Whoever buys from me is going to get the hookup. You're not going to get stuck with it because I'm always going to take it back if you're not happy. I'll return it, man. I'll give you all your freaking money back. I don't care. I want to make you happy. I'm not here to try and squeeze money out of you. Okay? What I want to do most is to build the systems in people's homes where we get to blow everybody away, where all the guests that come over are just astounded because they've never even knew this was possible. I had a doctor over here the other day, and he turned to me after the demo. He said, I never knew this was possible. And I was like, yeah, man. This is, yeah. And people don't know. You guys are all sold a bunch of gear that sounds too harsh. It's too tinny, it's too thin, it doesn't have balls, it's harsh sounding, and it's got no spirit. It's devoid of spirit, and you're meant to believe that that's hi-fi. It's not hi-fi. Hi-fi is where you can't sit down. You're going to get up and dance around the damn room because you're so fired up. If you can't do that, you're going to be dancing in your chair, doing your thing, rocking out, whatever, because that's what good hi-fi systems do. They make you feel good in the heart. They give you joy. They give you whatever it is, if it's joy, if it's, some heavy metal, it could be maybe you got to get your aggression out or whatever, or just whatever it is. It's a feeling, right? So it puts you in touch with your feelings better. You emote. It's a beautiful thing, and we get to share in it as humans. And when we do, it gets us back to more of that, what human nature is all about. And really, we all at a root level want the same thing, which is to be happy and love one another. And that is the root level of all of us, no matter what kind of shit we see out in life, politics and other crap that aim to separate us. To control us, because how do you keep the animals in line? You separate them and put them in different cages, that's what they do at the zoo. Why wouldn't they do it here? So we are the people, and we have a higher purpose, and we are all divine. Even the assholes that are trying to control, they're part of us, aren't they? Yeah, we're all unified. Some of us have gone astray and are on the wrong track, and it happens. But so we try and look after them. But nonetheless, the time here is for fun and enjoyment. It's not for bitching and complaining. It's not for being a know-it-all and showing everybody that you know different than the guy who's giving the video or some other guy that's placing a comment. That's just bullshit, dude. Nobody wants to hear your crap, okay? Go cry to somebody else, because don't do it here. We have a good vibe with the Hi-Fi tribe. It's a good vibe here, and we don't want any of that other BS, okay? Especially in this time, this day and age, when BS is rampant everywhere. We don't want it, okay? So I'm creating this space here for no BS. This is a no BS zone. This is a we enjoy music zone. We are the keepers of the music, dude. We are the tribe that are the keepers of the music. That's what our tribe does, okay? Other people's tribes, maybe the people that make the stone pottery, and other tribes are the people that tend to the horses, We're the tribe, the keepers of the music, okay? That's what we do. And we take fun with us. Wherever we go, we create fun and enjoyment. Joy. We are creators of joy. So that's what I'm all about. And just so you guys can get it through your heads, because some people come in here thinking that it's something different, man. They think that they signed up for OCD, scientific method guy, or OCD, something else guy. I'm OCD hi-fi guy, okay? The way I look at gear is I look for the best. I don't care about the price to a certain degree. Once we get the best, then we look at the price. Well, this is stuff that I do before you even see it. If I hear something that I think is the best, then I look at the price, and if it is $22K, and then like Andreas's thing, and then I go in my mind, okay, well, that other one that was used to be best it's not as good as this, and it was 30. Then I know, where things are at, and I know if it's so. I won't sell anything that is not a strong value. It has to have a value, and then it has to sound killer. And my mission, where I'm at in terms of where I'm going with my own audio journey, is I'm going to the top. Okay, I'm going to the place where there is no half measures, where there are no shortcomings, where it is actually the best. And you can say the best, because it is the best for me, nobody else, okay? Many people will find that the things that I find best for me are things that they could easily say, yes, Mikey, this is the best, okay? For me too, okay? Once you get to know me, and this is what you should do with any guru, is make sure you're on the same path. Make sure that you agree with this person's thoughts, the philosophies. I'm going to the top. I'm not going to make any, and the gear that I'm looking for is not PS Audio middle of the road. I'm looking for the top stuff, the stuff where no expense has been spared, and the person is designing at the height of their ability, and they are in the rare bird category of engineers and designers. Okay, it's the same with chefs, man. I go to restaurants and I want to know the chef. If I'm going on a gastronomy, type thing, like I'm a foodie, okay? I pay close attention to little things. Let's just say that with everything, okay? So like I would like to know the chef, and for the restaurant, it's the same with the designer and the hi-fi. I want to know the designer. What's his philosophy? Why does he design the way he does? Okay, cool. Now let me understand the product. So so you will get great service from me. You won't get stiffed. You won't get messed with. You won't get stupid, lame excuses of why something is, and people not handling what they need to. You're going to get if something happens to your gear and it wasn't your fault, I'm going to send and have it picked up. You're not going to pay for shipping back. If it was your fault or something that happened, you can pay for shipping back. If it's my fault, I send you something that right out of the cuff, it doesn't work. There's no way I'm making you pay for the shipping back when I sent it to you that way. Or if it happened, even if it happened in shipping, you didn't do anything, man. You were minding your own business, being cool. So that's not going to cost you, okay? So trust me when I say you've never been in better hands to put your money for your hi-fi than Mikey right here, okay? I know I don't wear the tie and all this stuff, and I'm kind of like, I'm rough around the edges, and I'm not politically correct and whatever, but I'm real, okay? I'm one of yous guys, and I'm not going to screw you over because I am one of you, I know what it's like. I'm not above in some, know-it-all that is just going to give you some BS excuse and make you eat the problem with the product. I don't do that. So again, hopefully you see that I'm here to have fun. I want you guys to come here and have fun and share anything you want to say. But I just wanted to give you a little more insight into who I am, what makes me tick, and what's going on around here, because it's not some uptight thing. This is very fun and loose. So with that, I will say goodbye. See you. Because I knew that went long. Oh no, it didn't even 40 minutes. That's all right. Okay, cool. Well, see you.